reigning in light, understanding. Understanding. It's the ability to comprehend something or someone. These are the things that make sense to us, the things that we get, the things that we can conceive and explain and share the meaning of. Understanding allows us the ability to empathize and sympathize with others. Through understanding, we can gain appreciation. Understanding aids in our ability to accept, and even when we don't fully understand the reasons behind or the meanings of something. Understanding is a gateway to peace. Understanding opens doors for us and for others. Understanding makes diversity, inclusion, and tolerance possible. When we understand good, we understand that we are all supposed to be right where we are. We're all deserving of the same basic needs. We can avoid paths of destruction by adding understanding to our journey. We don't have to completely understand something or someone to understand the right way to be or the right thing to do. We can feel it. Understanding is an offering of hope and light. Let's breathe in our own light and then breathe it out. Understanding helps us to shine inside and out, and even through darkness. What is it that we like to understand? Who would we like to understand? Deep breaths in, slow breaths out. What would we like for others to understand about ourselves? Deep breaths in, slow breaths out. Have we ever said, I just wish they'd understand, or I wish I understood? Understanding can come from and through our own breathing. Breathing is a moment of insight. It allows us to see deeper, to feel deeper, and to think deeper. Deep breaths in, slow breaths out. As we age, we naturally become wiser, and because of lived experiences, if nothing else. We continue to grow even when we reach our maximum height, if we allow ourselves to. The sponge inside of our head, also known as our brain, absorbs all that our senses are introduced to over time. Through the process of breaking down the information that we've received, we gain an understanding of life and of all of its pieces. Deep breaths in, slow breaths out. This is, of course, if we allow ourselves to. It is a fact that there may be information that we're not able to process, and we may not come to understand others or some other things. This is going to have to be okay, especially if we've tried to understand. Let's also breathe through those times. Let's breathe through those moments. Deep breaths in, slow breaths out. We could know someone for years and have no understanding of them. When there is a lack of understanding, it's almost like a language barrier, a case of not speaking the same language. And this could be due to any of the emotions that we're experiencing at any given time. Thankfully, today we have tools to learn different languages and fast. Let's become multilingual with one another. We do not have to master the other person's language. Let's at least learn the word peace in other languages. That is, even if we don't understand one another, let's agree that it is okay and somehow still be kind. Sometimes we don't like what we can't understand, and this could cause us to put up a wall. Anytime we put up a wall, we block any potential understanding that could be gained. Putting up a wall places us on defense which isn't always a bad thing. We must understand that being on defense keeps things and people from getting through. When we're on defense, we're not open to receiving. There's this beautiful saying, keep your heart open and love will always find a way in. Well, let's also keep our minds open so that understanding will have a chance. It's wise for us to remember that we must be what we want to attract. So let's be understanding. Keeping an open mind means that we are open to opinions and ideas that differ from ours. We are okay with holding all that is true to ourselves without taking away from the truth of others. We understand that even if we like to retreat to our bubble, the world is always going to be bigger than us. Just because it may be raining on us, it could be sunny with clear skies for others, and at the same time and vice versa. And even better, we could be experiencing the same sort of weather inside, the same sort of climate that others are, hence the need for understanding. Understanding is never saying never because at some point we might do it or it might happen to us. Understanding is putting out good energy. It is the beautiful laws of exchange. Understanding these laws is accepting reciprocity, a give and taking without tripping about giving more or receiving less. Understanding is being cool with our journey and understanding that no matter where it takes us, we can persevere. Understanding is being patient at all times, and especially with ourselves. It's waiting our turn, and especially during communication. And that's a big factor in understanding. The only way we'll get to the peace of understanding and communication is listening with our heart. Allow our heart to be in the essence of all that we do. Leading with our heart is love. Choosing love is understanding, and this is about the love that we have for ourselves. Because we love ourselves, we can see love and we can give love to others. Understanding we could lead, and through peace for all, and because we are aware that we must be an example of all that we stand for. Understanding is a solution to problems it resolves. Understanding is knowing that while we may not know everything, we can take time to get help and make time to learn. Understanding is looking at the big picture and trying to see beyond our own eyes, even while holding to our own truth. We can be okay with knowing that someone else may hold to their own truth as well. This doesn't have to mean war. Disagreements can end peacefully if we work at it. Understanding takes effort, it takes work, and sometimes much more than we like to give. Understanding is processing. The human body is said to be a machine of sorts. We have many different parts and we can be repaired. We must turn ourselves on, and when needed, we must also turn ourselves off. That means turn the volume down. When we process, and it is a choice, we break down information or input that our mind, body, and spirit has received. From the breakdown, we can store, we can edit, we can create, and we can share. If we can do all of these things, we can also manipulate the input into useful lessons for ourselves. We may come to understand that life itself is a process, and that growing through all things is optional. Understanding is knowing that sometimes we'll have to take the good with the bad, and all of the in-between. Understanding is rolling with the punches, it's going with the flow, it's weathering the storm. Understanding is remembering that cooler heads prevail. So let's do our best to continue to seek calm and through all storms. There's added strength for our journey here. Let's do our best to seek our own inner peace. And through raining and light,